Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday.
You know
And
what? Thank you for this day that the Lord has gave us.
come on here. You gonna preach this morning?
Amen, I am. Because, I always say that I thank the Lord for waking me up every day. I feel a little congested right now.
Mm,
I'm not,
stay on your side of the room.
well, I'm going to come over and touch your finger in a
No,
minute.
you ain't.
Anyway.
Listen, but I agree with you. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Yeah,
So we are
yeah.
rejoicing and we're exceedingly glad. I'm glad to be up this morning.
I always say I thank God every day that He has waken me up.
I know that's what right. I woke up to win. So not only did I get up, but I got up to win this morning.
But the name of your book is Awaken the Wind.
That's right.
You know what?
All day.
I've
And
been reading that
when the last time you picked it up?
2 days ago.
Okay, good. I'm telling you, some good affirmations and
Yeah.
prayer in that book. So yes, I'm excited about today though. You know what?
Well,
This
I want to talk about the book.
okay, let's talk about the book.
And the reason I want to talk about the book because you got to get into a daily routine of doing something that makes you feel good.
True. And I think when you start your day off right,
Mhm.
it kind of sets you up for the remainder of the day.
And then if you set the day off right, it ends right. Well,
Well,
hopefully.
hopefully it'll end right. But I mean, when you started out right, when you started off with prayer and affirmations, it kind of
Mhm.
sets the tone for your day. So you get yourself in the right mindset, like, you know what, I did wake up to win. So no matter what the day brings, I'm going to have a good attitude and I'm going to be thankful that I'm able to enjoy this day.
So I wanna do a quick interview with you real quick. I know it's like off, this is not planned, but you always have your feet on the ground and ready to run because you wake up to win every morning.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
what made you come? How did you come up with the idea of the book Awaken to Win?
I'm really not that smart. It was a God idea. Literally.
Well,
And so, no, honestly, when I say that, I mean, I know that I'm smart. I know that I am smart, but I'm
Mhm.
saying that the idea came from God and literally, and Tanisha could actually attest to this. This all happened in one day. Tanisha Johnson, who is the publisher of my book, Awaken to Win, one morning, it was during the pandemic in 2020. I was just piddling around the house and the Lord gave me the idea to encourage and to pray. He said everybody around the world, they're watching the TV, they're
Mhm.
seeing all of these bodies, people are dying,
Mhm.
and you hear the word COVID, but you're hearing the word COVID more than you're hearing the word Jesus.
Mhm.
So he was like, you know what? Let's get this book out and end every prayer in Jesus' name. So when people are reading the book, they're not just getting an affirmation and a prayer, but they're saying the name of Jesus.
So, how long did it actually take for you to actually put the whole book together?
So this was like 10 in the morning. So by 1 o'clock, it was completely put together. And I was talking to Tanisha. Now she had to edit it and do some
Mhm.
things like that, but it literally happened in a day.
No, I brought that up because every time I actually look at the book, I think about how I want to. We talked about that. I want to put together 30 days to buy a car.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
when you're looking to buy a car or lease a car, you need to actually plan at least 30 days ahead.
Hmm.
And if you do that, you will be more successful with buying that car
Yeah.
because you're going to do your homework, you're going to have questions, you're going to do your research, and you're going to put together all your information that you think you should know.
Hmm.
And then by doing that, you're also going to talk to people that you know, like
Yeah.
myself, and you're going to get pointed to the right direction.
That's good. And you also it gives you a greater understanding of what that looks like.
Hmm.
If you're going to need money, how much money,
Hmm.
it makes you look at your credit.
Hmm.
It also makes
Hmm.
you look at like how much am I able to afford?
Hmm.
You know, what is does a car note look
Hmm.
like for me? So that's good.
What
Just
your
planning.
insurance is, because a
Yeah.
lot of people go to actually looking for a car and they don't think about, they think about what car they want, but they're not talking to their insurance agent. They're not
Mhm.
having a conversation about deductible. They're not having a conversation. Well, I always tell customers, you pick out, you got that one car you want, pick out three cars.
Mm.
Get three insurance quotes.
Yeah,
If your
that's good.
deductible is 500, your deductible is 1,000, what does that look like? What is a deductible? So questions that you need to ask your insurance agent. And then, like you said, down payment. You
Yeah.
know, How much money are you working with? Can you get a zero down loan? What does that look like?
Hmm.
Can you afford that payment? Or,
That's the biggest one.
that's
Can
the
you
biggest
afford?
one.
Because now you have the car note and you have insurance. So now
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
two major bills that's coming
yeah,
out. And if you have a mortgage
yeah.
or rent, you have to think about that too. And I think that when people are going to buy a car, they have to get a budget together
They do.
so that they
They
can
do.
know, you know what, am I gonna have $5 left after I pay
Hmm.
all my bills?
Or do I need to go get another job? What do I need to
Yeah,
do? Or
yeah,
do I need to cut something out? I don't want to say just get another. Or what do I need to cut out?
yeah,
How are you planning for that? How are you planning for that month?
yeah.
Your gas. We just had a conversation last night, and I said, well, I said, well, thank God for electric, because we put gas in my car, right? But, some downsides, some ups and downs, and positive and pros and cons when it comes to having an electric car.
Yeah.
But I know we got to get into our word today, which
But I
is
want to talk about that gas
transformation.
though. Because that's real. Gas is expensive right now, and depending on what kind of car you drive, determines what kind of gas you put in your car. So the average person may pay a $40, $50 to fill their tank up, but when you have premium gas, you 80 and 90 now. So you think about that in terms of what you want to pick when you go to the dealership. So that's real. That's real.
What you want to pick.
Listen. Okay.
That's true. But see now, the mechanics have told me at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet plug, that some of the cars that require premium, you might not necessarily need premium.
I heard that.
So yeah, so it's just
Yeah.
it's just getting also having a trusted mechanic who you can
Mhm.
have a conversation with.
That's
But I
good.
wanted to sprinkle cars in there a little bit there.
Well, you should.
Yeah,
You Regina the
the
queen
queen of car
of
loans.
Carlos. Where's our commercial at? 'Cause we ain't heard it in a while.
But hey, listen, we got our word of the day transformation, but what are
Yeah.
we giving away? I mean, we talking about we giving away weekly prizes. Are the crude ups? Uh, what's the last name?
You should know. These young
Crude
ladies in
ups.
that shit. The crew
They ain't
ups.
listening.
Look, I told Regina we giving her away today. That's what we giving away
Look,
today.
look, y'all.
Y'all
Y'all
get
see
the
that?
queen
Y'all see
of
that? Look.
Carlos.
We're gonna move the finger, and
Listen.
I'm gonna give her this.
Ain't her nails
Look, look,
cute?
look.
Ain't her
They are
nails
not
cute this
cute. Look,
morning?
look,
Eh, That's what she got.
look.
Look, something wrong with her fingers, y'all. So look, so I don't know what's being given away. Regina is being given away today. So for all of those that are listening today, so I on last week, as a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, I said for all the listeners that we were going to give away a ticket to the mental health. It's a mental health workshop, but it's called the Revive and Thrive. So we are going to give a ticket away today. Ha. So I'm going to come up with a question relatively quickly, and your guys who are listening, you'll have the opportunity to win that ticket. Okay? So for all the listeners, y'all got to stay on the line. Y'all going to have to continue to watch so that you can win a ticket to the Revive and Thrive. It is a mental health workshop. And so actually, it's going to be a vision board workshop. So it has a lot of things that's going to be inside. So let's get to it. Transformation.
So transformation is the word of the day or the word of the week.
Hmm.
And when I looked it up in the dictionary or on Google, it said a complete change in appearance or character of something or someone, especially so that thing or person is improved.
Hmm.
When I thought about this word, I can't even, was it my turn to pick a word of the week or was it your turn?
I don't know.
Because you
You
came
just
back
did
with
it
yours real fast.
because I
I
had the
sent it.
word already.
I, I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you.
Nothing.
So, I can't do nothing. But let me just say this. So, you have to give people their flowers while they're here, right? And so we're coming up this morning. I know we all off subject today, but that's what we can because this is our show. Be in the driver's seat, and we're putting you in be in the driver's
What?
seat.
It's
So
January
so
though.
we can
It's
put you. We can be all over the place.
listen. This is the
So
best month of the year.
why? Because it's your birthday.
That's right.
So we were coming in the door this morning, and I was telling Dr. T. We talked about she didn't have. She said I don't wear boots, blah blah blah, and I had my boots on. She said, but you're gonna wear your boots. I said, you right, I am. And so my brother, I got him some. If anybody knows me, my brother's special needs. And I was looking for boots because I bought him some boots last year, but they disappeared, walked off on feet. And
Walked off on feet.
So, so Dr. T said, get him some etches, some sketches.
Skechers, yeah.
And so did also the lady at the where my brother lives. She said the same thing. So I got him some Skechers, and they fit. And I said,
And everybody's happy.
and everybody's happy. And I'm like, was that easy?
But let me tell y'all, so Regina is telling you all this, but she was having a real fit because she was fixated on boots. And so that's good that we're talking about transformation today because transformation is also having a self awareness, like understanding who you are, like self awareness. You wanted boots because guess what? You wear boots and that's comfortable for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then just being self aware, knowing that this is what you need. So part of
Mm-hmm.
transformation is really taking a look at your professional and your personal level, like where
Mm-hmm.
you at physically, professionally, and where you at personally. Like how can you grow? What are some things you need to do? And so when I thought about transformation, like you said, it's going from one place to another. Growth,
Mm-hmm.
right? How can I grow this
Mm-hmm.
year? What is it that I can do to help better serve my
Mm-hmm.
clients, better serve myself? And the number one thing is self-awareness for me, understanding what I need to do so that I can stay healthy, so that I can stay in a place where I'm not burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I cannot help anyone if
Unless you
I
help,
myself
can't help
am
yourself.
not
Mm-hmm.
healthy
Mm-hmm.
mentally,
Amen.
emotionally, physically,
Amen. Amen.
spiritually. So,
Well, you know what? Transformation for me was I can take it professional. What is where um, I looked at how can I be a better Virginia Queen Collins? How can I
mhm,
be a better to serve my clients or
mhm,
serve my population, serve my community?
mhm,
How can I transform and be a better me?
mhm,
You know, whether it comes to listening more,
mhm,
right, to a person needs, because I listen, right? But now what I started to do, and I started this week, was giving them more of, you know, being that, not looking, giving them that 6 months or giving them that year.
mhm,
Because when things happen in a person's life, right, we always figure we need to come with a decision right now. And we want to
mhm,
hold on. Let me give you an example. I had a customer that called, and we probably talked about 10 or 12 minutes, right? And she said, I want to tell you my situation. And that's the first person people always say, I want to tell you my situation.
mhm,
And the situation is that she wants to get into the car, but she's 3 months behind on her car. And not 3 months, but she owed him like $3,000, right?
mhm,
And the bank is credit acceptance, and she's working payment arrangements out, but she wants to get into another car. And she doesn't have established credit already. She doesn't have credit cards, other things that she's paying on, right?
mhm,
Besides besides being behind the car payment,
mhm,
right? Besides paying her car payment, her car. And I said, credit acceptance, any bank is going to accept payments because they want you to keep your car. And she said, but I want to get out my car. She hasn't established any other credit. And I said, well, what else is going on? And she told me, she said, one of my kids, they got murdered the same day. Both of their kids got murdered the same day. I didn't ask how, when, or whatever, right? And you know what I had to tell her? I said, let go and let God.
mhm,
And I said that because you're trying to hold on to something, right? That you can't do anything about. She wants to get another car. Her car is failing. Matter of fact, she put more money into it. And I said, maybe you need to file Chapter 7. And I just started really kind of giving advice. You need to talk to someone.
mhm,
You got some money, right? Pay cash for a car, but talk to someone because you'll never catch up. She
mhm.
owed like $15,000 on this car. It's a 2012.
Sometimes people need to hear that. Sometimes people need to
Hey,
hear,
man.
you know, you have to have hard conversations with people. And sometimes you can
Amen.
say a thing over and over to people you're close to and they
Right.
can't receive it from you. So it's good that you're able to give what you feel, you know, advice. And hopefully she took it.
I believe that she took it. I know we got to uh, go to break real quick, but um, she took it. But I said, let go and let God. And that was me talking. That
Mhm,
was a transformation I didn't even know I was ready to give
mhm,
because people look for me for advice. And I'll give them advice on on the surface, right?
mhm,
But I went in with her and I listened to the whole, and I said, why? Why did this happen? What are you holding on to? You
mhm,
know, and I don't know, it was the other side that came out of me to be more concerned about what's going on in her personal life.
mhm,
Because sometimes when you get in the hole, you can't dig your hole out. You got to start over,
mhm,
right? And I think the problem with us people, We get in a hole and we don't know how to dig out.
Yeah.
We are afraid to start over.
And it's good that we have people to tell us that, you know what, you can get up again.
Yeah, you
So that was
can.
good.
You can.
That was good information
Okay,
right
and
there.
I'm done. We know we need to go to break, and
Yeah.
we
All
need to.
right. So we'll be right back with Sierra and Delvon Crudup. The Crudup's in the building. See y'all in a few minutes. Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com. Master Baker Sierra.
Are you paying high interest rates on car loans? Are you repeatedly getting denied when applying for credit cards? Or perhaps you'd like to buy a home and you're not sure you'd qualify. Did you know that turning your credit around can be done in less time than you think? Better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. And I am here to help you do just that. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of steps that anyone can follow. Contact me today. I am your financial life coach, Kathy Washington, 1-800-988-9184. That number again is 1-800-988-9184. Contact me today for your free consultation and let us help.
Hi, I'm Joel Lunghammer at Joel Lunghammer Chevrolet in Waterford. And if you're looking for a newer used car and you have up to $500, then Regina, what would you do for me today?
I'm going to take your $500 and turn it to $1,000 on any newer used vehicle on our lot.
And this is only good till the end of the month. So if you're looking for a newer used car and you have $500, we'll turn it into $1,000.
And come and say, give me the queen, or go to thequeendeals.com.
We're back. We're back, and we want to with one of my favorite couples in the whole wide world.
Lord have
We're with the
I
Crudups.
promise y'all, she thought she was Diana Ross. Oh
Crudups.
my
The
goodness.
Crudups. The Crudups. The Crudups.
Good
You know,
morning.
that's
Good
my favorite
morning.
niece, right? Or do I tell all of them that?
You tell the whole world right now, right?
Tell them. Go ahead and tell them so they know.
They better know.
Listen, good morning, Vaughn. Good morning,
More.
CC.
Good morning, Mom.
See, y'all see that? This is my son-in-law, y'all, but my son-in-love, right? And Sierra Crudup is on this morning. I'm so excited. So, Regina, I know that you say that this your favorite niece, but this my favorite daughter.
Well,
That's
you
my
only have one
favorite
daughter
son.
that you had.
And that's my favorite son.
Right. Okay.
Listen, so
I'll accept all
I
that.
pull a rank. I pull a rank.
Well, pull it on. So you know what? I still have my same outfit I wore to the wedding. Same.
You gonna wear it again?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. Look good.
You know why I'm excited though? Just to see you both on the screen this morning, knowing your hustle, knowing how hard you work. You get up in the morning, and you make it happen. And so it's really warming my heart this morning just to see you two in the screen. And I know the topic today is called "Married to the Boss," right? So let's get into that. Let's get into it. I know the first thing that one of the talking points you all said was, how do you separate your personal and professional lives? Me and Regina was just talking about transformation. You guys been married a year, going into the second year. Let's just put transformation out here first. How did that look coming together, being married this last year?
That's funny because Vaughn tapping me on the shoulder and talking about you can take this. So I'm gonna say I guess, Crude Ups and Delicious Sweets has always been kind of separate, but now we're in the same building. So we work closely together. We see each other all throughout the day. Vine is coming over there,
Still waters.
stealing stuff, kissing
That's
me.
water. Wait a minute. Y'all kiss at work?
What'd you say?
Yeah.
You say we married. So we're separate, but we're in the same building. And you know, he does his thing with Crude Ups, I do my thing with Delicious Sweets. Now, if we're making a big decision or we want each other's feedback, he'll ask me questions, I'll ask him questions. Or if we're just venting about something, we may share some advice. So we keep the business part separate. But we do come together when it comes to things that are of concern or things that we need feedback on.
Wow.
So Vaughn, I have a question for you, nephew. So how did your life change for us being a single man and now a married man? Because, when you're single, you make decisions by yourself, right? And now you're married, you have to answer to someone, so to speak. That's what they say.
It wasn't difficult for me. Even before we
Good
got
answer.
married, it really wasn't. We would already talk about everything anyways. So it was very easy just to ask what she thought about something or just to bounce it off her. She give me what she's thinking. And normally I'm already thinking that anyway. So I know it's right because we kind of are always on the same page. So it wasn't difficult at all. I think it can be difficult if you have an ego, if you have an ego problem.
Oh, that's
Compli-
good.
so you guys compliment each other.
Yes, ma'am.
As I was listening to you, you said that you kind of have conversations, you were talking things out. How important is it being in business? Number one, being, especially both of you are in a business that's challenging, that requires a lot of your time. How important is communication when in business?
Are you asking like communication between the two of us?
Yes, because you are, like you said, the business is separate, right?
Hmm.
Versus in a relationship is separate from the relationship. But Vaughn just said that you all communicated very well. So how has that piece helped you in this whole process of being married and in business?
Well, I'll say we kind of go to work at the same time. If not the same time, not like I may not be sure I'm right after him. So we kind of know what each other's day is gonna be like. But every day, Vaughn always asks me like, "What you got up for today?" Or if he doesn't ask me, then I'll ask him. So we kind of know what's going on for the day. And then two, like over the years in our relationship, we really have started to communicate. I'm not gonna say we've always had perfect communication, but over the years we've learned to like sit down and talk things out. It could be something small, it could be something big, it could be something you said that I didn't like, or I didn't like the way you said it. And Vaughn is a very calm person when it comes to me. I'm gonna say when it comes to me because he's very patient with me. So I thank God for that. But he's very level headed, so we can sit down and have a conversation. And I might be up here, but he's like down here, so he brings me back down here. But it's good. We I think we're learning to communicate very well and talk through things.
Oh, that's good.
So what is when I think about when, well, let me just say sacrifice. What does sacrifice look like? Because if you go to work at this time, you be right behind him when you go to work, right? Or he's before you or whatever, right? Sacrifice. What does that look like? Is there a lot of sacrifice going on? Or a lot of pull over here, over there, to the right, to the left?
It always is because
Yes, thank
you
you, Vaughn.
you never know when I might need her and when she might need me.
Mhm.
And sometimes I might be in the middle of doing this, but if she asks me to do something, I'm looking like, okay, this is something she needs done. Let me stop what I'm doing right now, and I'm gonna do this. I can get up tomorrow at 4:30 or 5 and do what I need to do right now. I don't want to get up at 4:30 or 5, but it's about what needs to happen. So you have to sacrifice that part of you to make sure. Well, really, it's not even you because we won. So if something's bothering her, it's bothering me. I need to make sure she's okay the same way she makes sure I'm okay. So it's just a team effort. Sacrifice is gonna happen all across the board.
Yeah, and if I could add to that, like for me, I have to sacrifice too, because sometimes I can be selfish. Like the other day,
You can be selfish?
I
Mm.
was like, I was like, I wish you could come home, because I leave work a lot of times before Vaughn does. So I'm like, okay, I wish you could come home, with me. And he's like, I know he can, I know he has to work, but in a perfect world, I'd be like, okay, well, just leave, but I can't do that. So I have to sacrifice some of the things that I want or feel like I want, even if I don't need them at the time. So yeah, I feel like sacrifice is an all the time thing.
But that's why I feel like communication comes in. I know she might be feeling that way, but I'm gonna say, yeah, I want to be there, but I need to do this, this, and this, so I don't have to be down here super early in the morning. And it's better, like a better understanding of her, like, okay, I do want you home, but I know you have to do that. So I think it brings it from here down here a little bit.
I had a question, Vaughn. So we know a lot about delicious sweets. Let's talk about crude ups. Let's talk about how crude ups began and how did you get to where you are right now.
It began with my father's brother, my uncle Bruce Puncho Cruder. He was a wild game chef in Frankenmuth at a really big restaurant called Zender's. So he made like buffalo, alligator, flamingo, things that you would never think that people would be eating, and he would make it great, and they loved it. But from there, he wanted to open up his own barbecue restaurant. So he started by selling like a dollar bone and Polish sausages outside of a beauty salon. He got the money from that, doing that every weekend. Put it down on the lease. He ran electricity from the neighbor's house next door with an extension cord. We got in there, finally got the electricity on. My dad helped build the wall because he was a licensed building contractor, and it did great. And it was like a staple in the city. My whole family would come down. I started working there at like the age of 13. And that was during the stage where you really don't have a lot of confidence. You're afraid to talk to people. But I got confidence from being down there. And since he was my uncle, it's kind of like I was running that cash register. And so I was a young man, but I still knew, hey, my uncle gave me this authority. So it gave me a lot of confidence. I loved working with people. I loved being around the food, and I loved being around my family. So as I got older, it was just what I wanted to do. I got in some plants, started working in there as I got older. I took a buyout and had a grant writer write me this huge grant, and I was supposed to get all this money for my business. Got ripped off. The lady was a scammer. Then the building I wanted wasn't there. It was so much stuff I went through. I eventually ended up getting into charter communications. I worked there for 5 years, saved up a lot of money, got a building, got started on my own, had some family come in and help. That building didn't work out for me, so I ended up getting out of there. About a year and a half later, I ended up in the marketplace, and I'm here right now.
Wow. That was a long story, but you know what I really
Mhm.
heard? Family. So your uncle had a vision. And so you ran with the vision because here we are now in the marketplace. And when I tell you, if you are listening, if you have not had one of those turkey legs, y'all better get y'all one of them turkey legs and some of that rice, or some of those sticky ribs, or some of those chicken wings. Vine Crude Ups is the place to be. If you hungry, you need to go to Crude Ups. So listen, you all are listening. I'm gonna put a question out there. I asked Vaughn and Sierra a question, and I asked them the question: Is one of the tell us one of the one things that they said that has helped them as business owners being married. Tell us the one thing that they said. Now they said several things, but if you can tell us one thing that they said as being business owners and married, one of the one things that has helped them. If you can tell us, I'm going to give away the ticket to the mental health Revive and Thrive Vision Board Conference. I keep calling it a conference, it's a workshop. All right, so while they're doing that, if you do want to call in and ask Delvon or Sierra any questions, you can call at 248-905-1128. You can also make comments. We are monitoring the comments, and we're back with the crude ups. Regina?
So let me just say this about our audience here. We strive every month to bring on people, individuals, couples, married couples, or just for you to engage, right? And today is a special moment for Dr. T and us and I, is because okay, I'm gonna shut my mouth right now. We got an
Okay,
engaged
Dr. Pat.
question. So is it Dr. Pat?
Yeah, no, I'm calling her
So
Dr. Pat, but
so
eventually.
so Patricia, her
Cameron, yeah,
question
she's
is,
one of our faithful viewers and listeners. We appreciate you this morning. She answered the question. She said, keeping the business and the marriage separate. So she has answered the question this morning. So
It's another one.
it's another one.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got?
Mrs. TD, she said communication.
Okay, she said communication too.
so
All
who was
right.
the first person
Who is
though?
the first one?
Santi.
Santi, who is our first one? TD was the first one that listed up there. So, TD, are you in the Michigan area? Okay, so TD, you have won. I hear that. Wait a minute, that's the engineer's wife. Come on here. You have won the ticket to the Revive and Thrive mental health workshop that's happening on Saturday, January the 18th in Farmington Hills at the beautiful Centric building from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you are able to attend, please put in the comment, I'm coming. I'm coming. We need you to put in the comment, I'm coming.
So
All
we
right.
are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We will soon be live on Instagram too, but we are live on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, we want you to subscribe to our channel. If you on Facebook and you're watching us on our Facebook page, we want to make sure that you do what? You follow us.
Yes.
We're looking to get you guys more engaged with us every week. But hey, I got a question for the both of you all, and then you can. Doesn't matter who answers it, but what's one thing that you can give someone that's starting a business right now?
You got it.
I would say you want to know that that's really your passion. That it's not something that you got excited because people are talking about it on social media, or you want to say that you're a boss, because it's a lot of pain, it's a lot of struggle. You have to be prepared to learn new information, and some information you may not want to learn, but it's a part of it. And to be successful, you have to do it. You have to ask yourself, how far are you willing to go? How much are you willing to sacrifice? How much money do you actually want to put into this? Because it's going to take some finances. And thinking you can just have the bare minimum won't work. Is your product or service actually good? Are you being truthful with yourself about this whole process? Because a lot of people start businesses and their product isn't good, their service isn't good, but they just feel like it is because it's theirs. So those are a lot of things I think people should really consider before jumping into business. Because when I started, I knew that it was an 80% chance that I was going to fail. But my thing was, even if I did fail, I was going to get back up and keep going. So can you handle failure? I think that's probably the biggest thing I would ask somebody is, can you handle failure?
So I like that you said passion, because I was having a conversation this week with my coworker, and we talked about sales. And if you're doing anything, and I believe, and I'm gonna ask your opinion, Vaughn. To me, if you're doing anything that you want to be successful on with, you have to be passionate about it. You can't just do it. You can't be successful, in my opinion, on something that you just doing because it's your job. I'm asking you, don't you have to be passionate? You have to be passionate about it, right? In order to be successful.
You have to, because you're going to have to get in the dirt. You're going to have to do a lot of things. Sometimes you have to do things yourself to save money. I painted awnings. I got up in the attics of buildings. I've done just about everything because I had a passion to do it. So that's a necessity. If you don't have that, you don't have anything.
So, Vaughn, I have a question for you. Share with the listeners and the viewers, what does a day in the life of Crude Ups look like? Like when you get
Oh,
up, what time does your day start, and what does that look like for you?
between 4:30 and 5, I'm gonna get up, make my wife some oatmeal. Um, I get down to the restaurant. I try to have my meat cleaned and seasoned the day before, so that's something I don't have to do. But I'm always gonna be on the smoker to get everything cooked the day of. So that we open at 11, so I need to be down there by 6. Um, I try to have my inventory done the day before also, so I know where my sides are, everything that's needed, getting your till ready. You got to have your menus, your cash drawer, everything, your aprons, your towels, everything needs to be ready. So when your staff get there, they don't feel like you're unprepared and
Wow.
setting a work environment that's not conducive for them.
Wow. So
Now
when
you have them, they have attitude, and they're gonna send the attitude over to the customer. So you're gonna have a hard time already.
I mean, you just really blew my mind because so you do all of that before the employees even get there. So
Prep.
Hmm.
it's all of the prepping and the
Prep.
preparation
Hmm.
before they even walk in the
Hmm.
door.
Yeah.
We got a response. I am so inspired by these two young people, listening to them and hearing them talk about the experience as entrepreneurs. They need they need to show other young people that it's impossible to survive and thrive. We have so many young people here who are just living and they don't know what to do or where to go because no one is giving them direction. So this is really inspiring, seeing these two young driven young people successful and praying for them. Thank you so much, Patricia.
We
So it
appreciate it.
is so Vaughn, you just blew my mind because you're doing all this preparation before your staff even get there, and then you made a comment so that they won't have an attitude, and then they then pass that attitude on to the customer. How important is it for crew ups, for the employees to have the heart of the owner?
That's one of the biggest things because you're doing the same thing over and over and over. And so what I teach them is to be detailed down to the way the chicken wings are in the box,
Yeah,
the
presentation
way
is
the
everything.
things and everything has to be a certain way because the food can be great, but if the presentation is bad,
Mhm.
you're gonna have a problem.
Mhm.
Um, they understand what I want and they try their best to give it to me. Sometimes you deal with people like customers that have issues or just having bad days. So they have to learn exactly how to interact with them. So they have a lot of things going on, which could throw them off from the job that they're trying to do. But they definitely understand what I'm looking for and they have a heart to do that as well. And that's one thing I kind of set up when we first started training and really seeing if they understand what I'm trying to do long term. So I always give them my overall goal so they understand what part they play in the overall goal.
Wow. So Regina, did you have a question?
No, I just need Sarah to get in there and
Yeah,
answer
I
some
was gonna
questions,
ask
cause
Sierra a
yeah,
question
but
next.
she needs to answer the other questions. You ready?
You ready, Sierra?
Cause,
Answer the
cause,
question. Answer the
go
question,
ahead.
Sierra.
What was the question?
Ooh,
So
I'm
I
gonna
Regina,
mean,
let
I
you
know you
say.
asked Ron, like, how do his customers know, like, his heart, but can
yeah,
you tell me
Staff.
the
the
specific?
same. I guess
Yeah.
that question is for you too. How
Yes.
important is
Okay.
it for your staff to understand the heart of the owner?
It's very important. I mean, I feel like the employees are not going to be like the owner,
True.
but they have to understand your vision, and you want them to have a heart like you or something similar, because if they don't, then they're not going to represent what you're trying to represent. So for me and my staff, I really like to explain to them, like Vaughn was saying, how his chicken wings are put in the box. I explain things to them so that they can understand why I'm asking them to perform a task a certain way. Because being an employee, you're thinking, oh, well, I'm just giving them what they asked for. But it's about your interactions with them, how you speak to them, how you bag their stuff up. Did you automatically put a napkin and a fork in there? Assume that they're going to eat it. Assume that they came here to get this. They really want it. They're paying their hard earned money and they should have a good experience. So, all of those things you have to really, like you said, in detail, give them to your employees so that they can understand what the vision is and why you want them to do what you're asking them to do.
That's good.
Sometimes I've noticed that things don't always go the way we plan, and
Mhm.
everything can fall apart.
Mhm.
And when things do happen like that, your employees knowing your heart is what causes them to come in early.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It causes them to go to the store for you. They will go above and beyond because they know your heart.
Yeah.
So sometimes that's when it's really tested. And it feels so good when you look and see like this person really cares about me. because of what you pour in them. So that's one of the most beautiful things.
So this leads into my question, Vaughn and Sierra, is how do you deal with complaints?
Well,
Y'all both
okay.
looked at each other and laughed too.
No, honestly, I think I try to understand what the complaint is because we interact with so many different people. You know, sometimes you get people that's gonna complain about the price. You get people that's gonna complain, oh, it wasn't like this last time. You get people who's just gonna complain because that's just who they are. So when it comes to complaints, I like to hear the complaint and then I assess if it's valid. If you're complaining to me about the price, you probably shouldn't be here because the price is the price and I'm not changing it. So if I had a customer complaining about the price at this point, I'm just saying, you know what? I'm sorry that this is out of your price range. If you don't want to purchase it, it is totally fine. You have a great rest of your day. You know,
That's what
so
I was.
I'm talking to the customer in a very respectful way, but I'm no longer trying to sell them something they already think is too expensive. If they're complaining about something that I did, if it's hair in their cake, God forbid, of course I would fix it, give them another one, refund them their money. But you have to assess the situation because sometimes people are complaining just to complain or
Wow.
they want something for free.
Mhm.
Vaughn, you take on that. How do you deal with complaints?
A lot of times for me, one of my biggest things is
He better than me.
I got patience.
He give away free meals.
What it is sometimes I know my staff are watching me, and they don't have as much patience as I do. So I know the way I behave, they're gonna over time end up mimicking it. So my first question is, what's the issue? What's wrong? What's going on? Secondly is, what's their intent? Are you trying to get something free? Do you want to complain? And have you done this before? So a lot of times it's based off the way the customer comes.
So you're asking them that?
No, this
Or
is my question.
this your thinking? Okay.
Right. So my biggest thing is always to stay calm and to communicate with them and asking them, but what can I do for you? Okay. And if they tell me something that's outlandish, or they normally say, I don't know, you tell me. And I have a few different options. So, and normally that tells me what their intent is. But I normally want to make sure that the person is happy, that they come back. But if this is a person that's just going to complain about everything in life, there's nothing you can do because they like their potato salad. They like their ribs. That's just what they want. It don't taste the way I want it to taste, but everybody else loves it. Then that's just their taste bud. So you can't do anything about that. And once we get to that point, I don't have a problem with them not coming back, but I will always be respectful. And after over time, you build up a reputation for people know if you have an issue, he'll make sure he fix it for you. That happened before. Somebody put something on Facebook. They said it was something when they had it and it wasn't like the picture or something like that. And the lady was like, contact him. He always texts here, everybody from what I've seen. And I really appreciated that. So that's my biggest thing is trying to make sure they're content, but also not being taken advantage of or being disrespected at the same time.
That's good. So tell the viewers and the listeners, how do you balance? Like, do both of you just bring work home? Or do you cut it off? Like, how do you balance work-life balance?
I would say that's something that we're still working on, but we have gotten better. So a lot of times, if we got something going on, we may talk about our day, a customer, something that happened throughout the day. But when we get home and he get in the shower, I get in the shower, now we're like, okay, are we going to read the Bible before we go to sleep? So we may read, we may watch TV together. We like to watch the Cosby Show or Bernie Mac. We watch old school videos. So usually when we get home after that 5-10 minutes of debriefing about work, we turn it off and then we go straight into we got a little bit of time before we have to go to sleep and get back up and do it again.
Wow.
What
Um,
time do you guys go to sleep? Just
We
ask.
usually
Just ask.
I
we
ain't
close
gonna
at
make no comments.
7.
I'm not gonna make
Huh?
no comments. I
We
promise you.
we close at 7 o'clock. Vaughn is usually home by 8. So we try to be in the bed by 9:30. We usually sleep before 11. And then we get right back up. He's up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm up at 5:30, 6 o'clock. So that's kind of how we do. But we do have on our off days, we can kind of sleep in. So tomorrow is Sunday. Vaughn will probably sleep in for a few hours. He might not be asleep, but he'll be laying in the bed until he feel like he can give himself a little bit more rest. And then our day is kind of relaxed on Sunday. So after church, later on we may go out to dinner, or we take 3, 4, 5 hours and spend with each other on those days where we don't have to work. But then on Monday and Tuesday, we right back at it. Even though our days are shorter, we prep on those days, but we have more time to spend with each other. But every day we make sure we get some time in before we go to sleep. And Von is I think he's very intentional. He's very intentional. He rubs my back until I can relax. He just always makes sure I'm good. So that really helps me out. And it makes me want to think about things that he may need so that I can do the same for him.
That's good. That's sweet. Oh, so I heard you say the Bible. You mentioned the Bible. So how does faith play a role in your relationship?
Faith is very big for both of us. We both come from families and households of faith. However, we recently, over the last month and a half or so, started reading the Bible together. And that's a very intimate time that we've established with each other. So we can do that. We talk about it. We kind of try to put it into our lives and think about ways that we could change to be more like Christ. So that's really something new for us. And we really enjoy it. Vaughn is usually like, we reading tonight, even if I don't want to do it. But we definitely live our lives by faith. We go through so many things on a day-to-day basis. And we were just talking yesterday, and he's like, everything is working for my good. And he's like, we're one, so it's working for our good. So I think that us taking that step to read the Bible together and to talk more about it and to make small changes over time is going to lead us closer to where we need to be. Especially, you hear people say all the time, keep God first and keep him in your relationship. But what does that really look
Yeah.
like? And how do you make that happen every single day?
That's good. Von, I want you to pick up on that.
I think faith covers so many different bases. So you definitely want to have faith in your business, but you got your relationship, you got your individual faith between you and God, and you get your faith through His Word. It causes you to believe, to trust, to have confidence. And I can say, since we've been reading, you could definitely, it's a huge staple for us. Like reading things and discussing it and breaking it down and talking about it. And we just start seeing, once we start doing it, we start slowly making different corrections. So we start seeing, we start maturing, and I have really enjoyed it, because it's almost like a pill that you take and it starts working right away. It's like a filter. So now you're trying to watch how you talk to people. You're trying to watch what you say about somebody. You're trying to be more compassionate. And like even now as I'm talking, I'm thinking about all the chapters that we read and all the things that it said and how we have changed our lives since we've been doing it. So it's definitely a necessity.
That's good. I like how Sierra said that reading the Bible, it kind of takes on life inside of you. So thank you for sharing that, Regina.
So my last question is, what's one thing that you could leave with our viewers? What's one thing that each of you guys could say that would help someone?
I would say this life is short. Take the time to really find out who you are, know who God is, seek what His heart's desire is for you. Try not to be so attached to the world so you can't see what He's trying to do in your life. Sometimes you need to get some things out of your life that you consider things that are fun or things that you love, but really they can be hindrances for you. And sometimes it doesn't always feel good, but sometimes you have to release some of those things so you can see clearer, so you can hear clearer. Sometimes we have things that have happened to us through our families, mom, dad situations people may not even know about, and we harbor those things. But if we stay in God's word and are really being honest about who we are, try to make some growth and some changes, and maybe even going to therapy. The biggest thing I think in anything you do is to get your life right with God and put Him in the forefront of your life.
That's good. Yeah.
Sierra?
I would say think about the things that are most important to you, and then prioritize them. I was thinking, like, over the week, I've said at the top of the year, I really want to focus more on taking care of my health. And for so many years, I've been grinding and grinding for Delicious Sweets, and I put myself on the back burner. And even though me and Vaughn make time for ourselves at the end of the day, the reality is I give most of my time to Delicious Sweets. But in the moment when I wasn't feeling well, you realize none of this stuff really matters if I'm not okay. So I would say prioritize the things you think is important, whether it be God, whether it be your family, your spouse. Your job is not the most important thing. So
Well,
that's
amen.
a question you have
Yeah,
to answer for
yeah.
yourself. But I've come to the realization that things are more important than the things that we do. Who are you outside of the things that you do?
That's a good question.
Well,
Who are
amen.
you outside of the
Right.
things you do? So,
What
Vaughn,
proof?
if someone wants to get some barbecue or a smoked turkey leg or some of that rice or some pasta salad or some of them sticky wings, how can they get some food from Crude Up? So give us your contact information.
Right now, we are on Facebook at Crude Ups Ribs and Chicken. You can come on down to Saginaw, Michigan, 203 South Washington. Hopefully, by the summer, maybe a little later, we're trying to set up some infrastructures to start doing shipping and things so people can try in Pontiac, Detroit, or wherever we're at. So me and my wife have been talking about that lately. But that's definitely something I want to set up so people won't have to drive as far to come get it. You can just get it shipped directly to you.
Yes. All
Yeah.
right. So Delicious Sweets.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Delicious Sweets Bake Shop. Also, dsibakeshop.com to place your orders.
Yeah, so we got a couple comments. So Marla said, "Good morning, family," and
Good
then now we
morning.
have Patricia Cameron said, "These two young people are wise beyond their years. I am
Yeah.
listening to them, and I am being fed by what they say. Please, 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 stay the way you continue to build your relationship and put God first. This is inspiring to me." Oh, thank
Me
you, man.
too. Let me just say,
Thank you.
me too. And let me just say real quick is that, Vaughn, I appreciate you because I got to know you within a half hour. And no, really, because knowing Sierra for years, right? Knowing my niece, and when you marry, you automatically become family. But to hear your heart, how you are, I mean that inspires me. Let me just say that
I
inspires me.
appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Can we tell the viewers how y'all met? I,
Well,
I thought they met at a restaurant,
Wait,
y'all. I'm be
wait a
honest.
minute.
I
Well,
thought
let's
it was
come
a
back on
restaurant.
that. No, that's a topic that we could talk. That's a topic for next month. But you can't do that in 2 minutes. You can't do that in 2 minutes.
I
Don't
think
you even do it.
okay.
We don't want to endorse nothing without getting paid for it. So
So listen, we really appreciate you both for coming on today. It has been a pleasure. Even though I personally know you two, it has been a pleasure. You have given
Yes,
us a lot of information. Thank you so much for just
yes,
sharing work-life balance with us. I'm anticipating getting some of that Crude Ups and Delicious Sweets really soon. So those of you who are listening, y'all better get on up to Saginaw. Get on up there.
y'all better do it.
Listen. So we appreciate y'all and we'll see y'all soon. Thank
all
you.
okay,
right. Thank you.
Have a
Thank
happy
you,
bye bye.
Saturday.
thank you. So this was whose idea was this to have them on together?
Well,
Don't try to take credit. Good job, Sierra. Good
Sierra didn't
job.
do that.
Okay.
Let's just be
All
real.
right. Mm-hmm.
Y'all know Regina be hating y'all on Saturday. Y'all see this? So the crew it was my idea,
Never,
but
never hate. We're a team. We
yeah,
family. We're a team.
didn't he just say we married, we won.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
We married to the business.
Right. We are.
We
We,
married
we
to
are. We are.
business.
We married
Listen.
to it. We married
So
to it.
first, I just want to say to all the viewers and even the listeners, the replayers, thank you so much. Don't forget we are on we'll be on Instagram soon, right?
Love you too.
Yay, Marlis, you know we love y'all. Love you as well. Um, we are on YouTube, so you can come back and watch this. Listen, these young people share some things with us today. So,
And don't forget to follow us. If you are new to our page and you came across us, follow us because we have news you can use every week, and we put you in the driver's seat every week. And thanks for watching.
and also, we want to tell Patricia Cameron you are the winner because our other winner is not available to go. So you are the second person up. So you are the winner. So I'll see you on Monday.
And then anybody else too that are you a previous winner and you still owed your? I know that last week Max Main still owes us
Yes.
something for Jolene.
Jolene, yeah. So Jolene Henderson,
Yeah.
we want you to know that he did tag us, and we do have that. We have given him your name, and so when that event is up, you are free to go. And we also have 2 more
We have
tickets that we'll give away next week.
Yeah, and then we have Allison. Allison, she needs. She was. I looked at on Facebook. She's been ill this week, so
Yeah.
we still have her prizes to give to her. And yeah,
And also, while we're talking, we're praying for California, for all the families that have been impacted by the fire, those who are evacuating, those that are still there. We want you to know we are praying for you. We love you, and we believe God.
and then too is we're praying for the family too, where the 2 individuals, the young ladies, were murdered.
Yeah, well, it is said that they are murdered. Yeah, they haven't found their
Yeah.
bodies yet, but to the family of Ashley Elkins, our hearts go out to you, Moni Love. We love you. We're praying for
praying for
you.
you.
And also the family of Nazara. We're just so sorry that these things happen. This is around our city, but we want you to know that being the driver's seat crew, we are praying and we believe God,
And we love you.
and we love you.
Have a
Happy
good week.
Saturday.